Well, if you're watching this video, I think it's pretty safe to assume that you use social media in some form or another. But what is the best form of social media? Which ones are superior to other ones? Well, that's what we're going to be answering in this video. We're going to be doing a social media tier list. Keep in mind though, this is just my opinion and I would love to see your thoughts in the comments section down below. But without any further ado, let's hop right into the tier list. Alrighty, now that we're on here, we're going to kick things off with Reddit, and I don't really know too much about it, but I'm just gonna put it in the C tier for now. I think it's supposed to be used for news and that kind of stuff, which is a little bit unique, but I could be completely wrong. I'm not too familiar with it, but I do have a little bit of an understanding. Then we have Twitch, and I'm probably gonna put it in the B tier. I mean, it's alright. The main thing about this one is that it's for live streams, and there are some pretty cool things that people can do on it, especially with gaming, and I think it's a good way for content creators to make more money, but you can also do live streams on YouTube and that kind of stuff, so I don't necessarily know why people would prefer this over that. I'm gonna be completely honest, I have no clue what this is. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments section down below. Then we have Discord, and it's honestly become quite a bit of a joke. Now, I'm not super familiar with it. I don't use it myself. But from my understanding, it feels like something that people have just turned into something that can be really bad that originally isn't necessarily supposed to be something bad. And there are definitely some stuff on here that I know I'm going to put below it, so I'm not going to put it in the F tier, but I'm going to put it in the D tier. It's probably not anything too great. I have no clue what this is. But now we have Snapchat. Now, Snapchat, it's going at the absolute bottom. I'm still confused how this is even relevant in 2024. This is one of the worst things that I think people are addicted to. Like, what's the big deal about streaks and that kind of stuff? People waste way too much time just taking pictures of random stuff. It's absolutely ridiculous. I remember it was cool like 10 years ago because of the filters, but man, I don't really know what's so special about it now. Then we have TikTok, and I don't think it's as bad as Snapchat, but it's not great. I'm putting it in the F tier. There have been talks about it getting banned and that kind of stuff. I don't know whether or not that's actually going to happen, but if it did, I wouldn't be too choked up. The thing about TikTok is this is what kind of ruined people's attention spans, just this form of content, and it's also why people started filming vertical on everything, which I guess for short content is fine, but people don't need to be doing that in long form videos. The only good thing about TikTok is that it inspired YouTube Shorts, which is far superior because it's like the same thing, but with way less cringy dancing. Alright, I think this might be MySpace or something, but I'm not very familiar with it at all. Then we have Pinterest, and I'll probably put it in the B tier. I'm not really the target audience for this, but there's a lot of people that enjoy doing crafts and that kind of stuff and want to look for ideas. Or if you want to make your homemade Halloween costume or something like that, or bake something, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, this is probably a fine way to look for inspiration. Although there is plenty of other places you can find on the internet. Then we have Instagram, and honestly, I'll just put it in the C tier. I think they're most popular right now for their reels, which is just some very short attention span content, but they have plenty of other stuff on here, and I think this is pretty much like Facebook, but for the younger generation. I have no clue what this is. And as for Twitter, I'll probably just put it in the C tier. I think Twitter is definitely something that a lot of people don't like because there's just so much arguing and that kind of stuff that happens from it, which, I mean, the same can be said about every social media. But it's something that I don't really think started off as something to just make people mad and stuff. It's just people started arguing about so many different things. And there's not really that much stuff I feel like you can do on Twitter compared to many other social medias. Like, there's only so much you can write per tweet, which I think is supposed to be the point. So, like many other social medias, if you abuse it, you're not going to have a good time with it. But if you're respectful to others, it's probably fine, but probably a bit mediocre. Then we have Facebook, and I'm probably going to put this in the A tier. I feel like if you're going to do posts of like pictures and discussions, that kind of stuff, it's probably the best. And I know the target audience is like 40-year-olds, but there's just something about Facebook that feels a little bit more chill than other social medias. I feel like I'm supposed to know what this is, but I can't come up with a name, and I've definitely never used that or seen someone use that. Same thing with a smiley face. But now, for our grand finale, we have YouTube. And you know exactly where that's going. It's in the S tier. I mean, there's a reason I do my videos on YouTube. The thing about YouTube is that it's infinitely better than like everything below it. Yes, they did remove the dislike button, and not all their updates are that great. But other than that, at the end of the day, it's just really neat. It has everything, and I think it has the best version of everything. Now, when it started off, and kind of the main thing that it's famous for is just the long form videos. They can be anywhere from just a couple minutes to a few hours long, and there's just a lot of creative things people can do with that format of videos. Just a lot of different types of content, but also YouTube has live streams, and they also have it set up to where you can donate money to the streamers. And YouTube has shorts, which obviously the shorts version of all the different content isn't necessarily the best for people's attention spans, but there is still some good stuff that can be on there nonetheless, some pretty solid entertainment, as long as you're not looking for the brain rot stuff. YouTube also has the community tab, which is like Facebook kind of. Just post a picture or post a poll or something, and there can just be a lot of discussion in the comments on that kind of stuff. And it's also really neat how they have it set up where you can have different playlists. I think just the way everything is set up, it's done very well. So at the end of the day, I just feel like YouTube has everything you need, and it has pretty much the best version of all of that different stuff. But let me know what your favorite one is in the comments section down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.